Hello, thank you for joining me today. This is chapter 3 on my empowerment series to help you fill in the gap on your business succession plan. My name's Annette Manius, and I owned a business for 31 years. I sold my business to three people that worked for me. And I felt like there was a gap between my deciding to sell, what the valuation is, all the paperwork and all that, all the tactical things, and my exit. There's a gap in between that no one ever really told me about what that gap entails. How do I make a plan for all of that has to happen in between for me to have my goal at my exit, which was to be able to look back at the company and say, I started that, they're growing it. The employees love them. They know how to run that business and how to grow it. So in my mind, that's a gap. So filling the gap. And that's what my empowerment series is to help you fill that gap. This is chapter 3, and it is about choosing a successor. Now, if you get to this point, you may have already chosen a successor, but I want to talk through a couple different points. And again, there'll be more information in the course that I created for this. This is a chapter in there with multiple things underneath the chapter. But one of the things is, and I learned this the hard way, I'll have to tell you, I learned it the hard way, is you need to define who you want your successor to be. What is that persona of that? I think about when you choose a mate, your significant other. In your mind, you may not write it down, or you might if you're doing a dating app. But anyway, in your mind, you think about this is what I want them to look like, right? You want them to be honest. You want them to be fun. You want them to enjoy travel. You have all these sort of things in your mind of what you want. And this is what I'm telling you about choosing a successor is you need to define those. And again, I learned the hard way on this by getting in a hurry in the beginning and choosing two people who I thought were going to be my successors, but I didn't have a plan for them, if who what they were going to look like, or how I was going to get them from being employees to owners of the company. Ultimately, neither of them succeeded. And I started over and was successful the second time because I had a plan, because I had that, what are they going to look like? And then how am I going to make sure that they are able to run the business? So that is filling that gap. And that's what my course helps you with. My website is hellbenttosell.com. And yes, I said hellbenttosell.com because we're all hellbent to sell our businesses. So on my website, you'll see information, you'll hear my story, as well as be able to sign up for the course, which is self-guided. And there are workbooks there. So, for example, in this chapter, we're talking about a business successor or successors in my case, and it will step you through helping you systematically say, this is what this person or persons need to possess. What is important to you about who that successor or successors is going to be? So that's what this chapter is in my course. And again, I made the mistake of not doing that the first time, and it didn't go well. And it's very difficult when you make that mistake, when you have successors. And that was a difficult breakup, I would say. But then I stepped back and said, okay, what does that need to look like? What does that person need to look like to run my business? So that's what this chapter in my course will teach you. Again, Go to my website, hellbenttosell.com. If you look at the very top, you'll see the succession plan course. And if you click on that, you can sign up, and it's self-paced. You can go back and you can look at it again. There'll be chapters that you go back and go, oh my goodness, I had some aha moments with that. Also have a place where you can take notes and things. It's fillable PDF, so you don't really have to print them out. But you can go back and listen to those again. Someone the other day said to me, it might be valuable for if you decide who's going to buy your business, that they also watch these videos, which it never really occurred to me until he said it. It's because he's in the middle of this business succession. And he said, wow, what if the person who's buying my business also watch these videos? It's like, well, that's great. And one of the bonuses I have on the course is sat down and talked with the people that bought my business. Because what I learned is it's not all about you, it's them also. Again, that was a lesson I learned the hard way, but I learned it. And it's not all about you. It's them too, and navigating everything. And you'll see that in the course as well, what that looked like. But then you also have the interviews with them as well. And I tell you what I did. I did not edit those interviews. So they are raw. They're not pretty. They were one of my first attempts at videos. Are not pretty, but if you listen to what is said, that's what the importance is. So again, my first attempt at video, but the what's said is what's important. So please check that out, hellbenttosell.com. And I look forward to seeing you on my next empowerment chapter.